Good evening. You're here with Boys Get Paid, coming at you live from the Export Beer Garden studio on another Thursday night, and it is a Group 1 Thursday night. We haven't been here for a couple of weeks, and we are absolutely ready to roll. The sun is shining. Well, it has been in Auckland anyway, and it looks like it is in Hastings. I've just checked the weather, so we have got a great day ahead on Saturday, and we've got a great show ahead as well. Dan, how are you, mate? It's great to see you.
Yeah, mate, I am good. I've got that Group 1 feeling. It's a good track. It's sunny. The good horses are out, and I'm ready to roll.
Mate, absolutely. The fields are incredible this week. The three races that we're going to go through, the Gold Trail Stakes, the Sir Colin Meads Trophy, and the Tarzino, of course, are all looking very hot. Somebody that's also always looking very hot is old Luke. He's not with us tonight. He's over in Mar-a-Lago, I understand. Is that what you were telling me?
Yeah, that's it. Something where Epstein's Island, one of them.
Epstein's Island, even?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shit, can you still get into that?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Fuck, he's probably trying, isn't he? Gee, I hope you're going well over there, Luke. I think it's about 2 a.m. in the morning, but maybe he's listening in. Who knows? Pugsy, thanks for coming along, mate, tonight. Keep an eye out for Luke in the comments, and keep an eye out for everybody else in the comments as well. We want to know from you who is winning the Tarzino Trophy this week. We've both gone through the field, and we've got a couple of bets to throw out for the race. We're certainly thinking it looks like a pretty open race, but it should be a great one. So we want to know who you guys think is going to win that race, and we'll get some of those comments out later on in the show. We'll also get some of those best bet comments out that people have been making on the Facebook and Instagram post as well. So, Dan, mate, last week I saw some Facebook and social media content of you over at the Alex, and I think Luke joined you for a little bit. And, mate, was it another Will that you got a couple of good wins on?
Yeah, got another Will. Got a few winners, actually. It ended up being a really good afternoon. Had a few beers. Yeah. Got steamed up. And, yeah, just another Will finally gave me some cash back after I think I had 10 racks riding on it for the Doncaster, maybe, or the Epsom.
It was the Doncaster, and it was a really heavy track, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was something like that, and it was wide, and yeah, it just didn't quite come on. But I got it on it early. I think I got it at the 10s, and didn't quite come off the way that I wanted to. But that's all good. I got my money back on the weekend, and of course we seen Quintessa.
Yeah,
put them away. That was a good win as well, and I got some cash from that as well.
Did you bet on Quintessa?
I did. Yep.
That was outstanding, eh? It's one of those horses that you know is really that good, but when you see it open up at 15s or 16s or whatever it opened up at over there, you sort of wonder. But it paid $10 in the end.
Yeah, carried the big weight and done a good job on him.
Yeah, good horse, real good horse. So good time at the Alex had by all.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely by me. I can't speak for everyone else, but yeah, I had a good time.
Good work, mate. Last week we had the Whanganui Guineas as well. Read about it taking that out in the pretty heavy conditions down there at Whanganui. I didn't know much about this horse, but it sort of announced itself now, and it sounds like it's going to the Derby.
This might be a really good horse. All three starts have been on heavy tracks. It's never been on top of the ground. I'd be interested to see how it goes on top of the ground, but I almost feel like it doesn't actually really like the heavy ground. I think it's just getting through it on pure ability, and I think this might be another good one.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to have a little bit of a break with it and head to the Derby. So, I'd definitely keep your eyes peeled for that horse. I thought He's Lucid, which ran third. I don't think it's been running in the top 4 every race that it's had, but I thought that ran pretty well again, and I wonder if that's going to win at some odds soon. Did you spot that? Probably not.
No. I mean, I was struggling to spot the phone in front of me, but that's all right.
Well, that's steamed.
I was having a good time.
Yeah, I actually saw the Instagram videos and I thought to myself, fuck, I think Dan's had a few beers.
Yeah, definitely. I went to lunch before, piled into a few beers there, and then, turned up there, and then just, they were going down easy.
Where was lunch?
It was in Royal Oak at, can't remember the name of it. Okay, there you go.
I didn't realise it was such a big day. Outstanding. Stay with us, people. We are going to get through some good races tonight. We've got plenty of tips to throw out. As always, the best from the community. Ted, Luke, the GOAT. Luke's 3 from 3, actually, so you want to stay tuned for what his is. And we've got some blessed bets, Harness, Halo, Gasso, Scam Man, Fitzy, Markham, the whole lot. We've got the best bets coming a little bit later in the show. Let us know what your best bets are, as always. Last week, Dan, the lads were on absolute fire. What was it? 4 wins, 2 placings, and a 4th. And I think we were 3 from 4 on Friday night Harness, weren't we?
Yeah, we were 3 from 4. The Harness lads were on fire, and the Harness Halo as well, getting home. Double time, Fitzy It actually won, but we took the top 2 for security, but it was almost a play-by-play for what he exactly described was going to happen. It was going to jump. It probably had to do a little bit more work than we thought to get to the lead. But, yeah, got to the lead and then just kept on trucking and got the boys paid.
Does Fitzy do speed maps? Are there such things as that in harness?
No idea.
No?
No idea.
Well, he just says everything that's going to happen when it happens. You wonder whether he's mapped out the race.
Well, maybe, yeah, he might have. It was a great outcome, and it was good to see. I think it was over 300 punters got involved on the harness halo, and everyone got paid.
Good work, everyone.
And so over the 2 weeks, you're in a net positive as well. So you'd have a 1 unit profit.
Yeah.
If you put a 1 unit on the harness halo each week.
Brilliant. And I think we've got some juicy $3 odds for the harness halo this week and $5.50, or maybe that's been crunched into $5.20 already.
Like $5.50.
We did the best at BGP in the Friday fill-up this morning down at down at Ellerslie, and I think we might have got our figures wrong on what those surged odds
the
were.
Starting price and the actual boosted.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No,
just get involved.
Whatever.
And of course, Luke went 2 from 2, and I'm going to say 3 from 3 as well, because you lads were generous enough to put my best bet as harmonious and make it the blessed bet, but I had nothing to do with that. That was Luke, so he's 3 from 3. Harmonious ran second. We had that top 3 blessed. Luke had Mystic Park, and Ted had Toretto, who ran second, and of course got everybody their money back as well, because it was a bonus back race. So great weekend all round, really.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great weekend on the punt, and it's a good way to kick off the season. I'm looking forward to more of the boys getting paid, that's for sure.
Certainly is. If it's a heavy track and you're winning money, geez, surely with a good track the week after. We got Ruakaka this week as well, and that's going to be a good track too, but we probably haven't even had time to go through those fields, although there are some good horses up there coming out.
Mate, there's a fair bit on at Hastings. Like those 10 races, those fields are stacked.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're going through trying to find the best bet in them, good luck, because it took me hours to find one.
Yeah, me too, actually. Me too. I hope I've landed on a good one. But yeah, we shall see. Time will tell. Right, before we do get into some of the racing, let's just give everybody, Dan, an update on what's happening with the events, because there's certainly been some posts coming out this week from the social media channels. As everybody may or may not know, the best of BGP, Dan and I filmed that this morning, so although you watch the podcast and you'll catch those all tonight, we'll be on trackside over the next couple of days, and the new Friday fill-up, which is our harness community. We've got essentially exactly the same as the best of BGP, but for some of those harness tips and the harness halo to come out. So that's going to be on the Friday Night Lights, I understand, Dan,
Yeah.
which is the Friday Night Harness Show.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Friday Night Lights is basically just the new like big Saturday of racing, but Friday Night Lights is the harness version. I think they have the dogs in there as well, but hopefully they're going to be playing that throughout the night and just commenting on the boys' best bets as well. And look, we've got some absolute legends in the BGP community, particularly a few of them over the last few months, and probably even some of them more consistently over the years as well. Been tipping out some big winners. I think it's just their opportunity and their time now to shine on the big stage. And look, I think some people are going to start getting paid.
Yeah, I agree. Well, the Scam Man, I understand, a few years back at Cambridge one night, there was a punters club, and he won everybody a hell of a lot of money from his tips. What's the big Cambridge night that we were at last year? The
Race
name has
by
escaped me.
Grins?
The Race by Grins.
But I think that was originally the Jewels.
The Jewels, that's it. Yeah, where it was like
Harness Jewels.
1,600 metre races in a
Yeah.
row or something. It was just absolute sprints.
Yeah.
Scam Man was there, and he dominated it for everybody. Mate, we've got, speaking of dominating the punt, we've got the King of the Punt coming up on Everest Day. Geez, I can't wait for Ellerslie. This morning, honestly, we were lucky enough, as I said, to be there, and Ellerslie, it's just a beautiful environment to be at. So on October the 19th?
October the 19th, yeah. So Saturday, October the 19th, the races are at Ellerslie, and we will be on course. We've got the King of the Punt. So the way the King of the Punt's going to work is you're going to have to buy a ticket to the area that we have. So we have a BGP area on the day. We're trying to keep the ticket prices as low as we can. Tickets are going to come out hopefully tomorrow or Monday. Basically, you pay for your ticket, you get a meal and a couple of beers on the day. And then to enter into the competition, you can either enter by yourself or as a team. And it's basically $100 to enter the King of the Punt, either like divided by a few people or by yourself. And then effectively it's whoever turns that $100 into the most money between the first race at Ellerslie and the Everest is going to win a prize. The prize is pretty grunty. We've been throwing it around at the moment, and I'm pretty excited about it. So the winner's going to get something pretty juicy. All the details will hopefully be out next week for this. But basically, you buy a ticket to the area. You can come along to the area, and then you don't actually even have to be in the punters competition or the king of this punt to come along.
Yeah.
But it's just basically you buy a ticket, and then your entry is $100 into the punters competition. Whoever turns over this most money wins. And, that's pretty much it. Obviously, it culminates in the Everest, where we might have 2 big Kiwi stables going head-to-head.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a great day. And I imagine there'll be an after-party Ellerslie that night. Have we organised that yet, or do we need Luke to sort that out?
Not sure yet, but I do know a DJ that lives around the corner that might be keen to come and throw a party for everyone.
Who's that?
Just one of my mates, Jerem.
Oh, right.
He's not a famous DJ. He's a good guy.
That's fine. All you need is music. You know, these DJs, they just use everyone else's music, don't they? Surely we can do that. Oh, it should be a great day. I'm really, really, really looking forward to that. I'm also really looking forward to Cup Week. I think we've had some content go out about that as well. But, Jesus, I think this is going to be the first Cup Week I've been to. I've unfortunately missed the last 2 or 3 where I've probably had the opportunity to go. So I'm really excited about getting into Christchurch and getting stuck in with everybody in the community.
Yeah, mate. There's a fair bit on at the moment. Let me tell you that right now. But we've sort of pretty much ironed everything out now. So we're going to be doing a punters club from Thursday through to Saturday. So we'll be punting at the Addington Harness on Thursday. Ashburton Harness on Thursday. The Dogs at Addington on Thursday night. The Harness on Friday, and then, of course, the New Zealand Cup Day on the Saturday, where we also have the 1,000 Guineas. But we are going to be hosting 2 events throughout the week as well. So on the Thursday night, we've got the Dogs. The tickets are available now. It's $170 for your ticket to the Dogs. And you basically, it's an all-inclusive package. So it's all you can drink and all you can eat. I should have probably said all you can eat first, but it's $170 for all you can basically just do all the damage you can.
Well, we were just over the road, and I think we spent probably $60 on beers. So $170 for a ticket into a room to have a great time with a good bunch of people, eat all you like and drink all you like. To me, that just seems like a no-brainer if you're in Christchurch. I mean, it's worth paying for a flight down for as well. There's still flights going for about $200.
And then we've got to go again the next day.
Thankfully, that's a twilight meeting.
Yeah, it is a twilight meeting, so we have a bit of time. We have a bit of time to get through the damage. First of all, I'm just going to have a quick look through because I need to figure out who you need to get in contact with for.
Oh, well, this was good prep.
Yeah, I know.
Well, look, whilst you're doing the admin, the Friday is a twilight meeting, and I understand there's going to be 2 slot races on that Addington Harness race meeting as well, and we're going to be right not only on course in the BGP area, but on the bloody finish line. We're going to have front and centre view of whose snout is going to be getting in front, and we hear the whips cracking from the sulkies. Is that right?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. We're going to be right on the grass, right in front of the finishing post, right next to the. Where they take all the prizes and everything like that, but we're going to be right there on the side of the course. I think we were there a couple of years ago, and it was awesome, man. Like it was such a good time. I'm really looking forward to getting down there for the harness. The first twilight meeting. It's a big day of racing as well. Like they got the 2 $500,000 slot races for 3-year-old trotters, 3-year-old pacers, plus a host of other really good races as well. I think they're going to have. Like a good open trot race, and then also the New Zealand free-for-all on that day as well. Like, there's going to be good horses going. It's going to be a great day. I think they have the 3-year-old fillies race on that day as well, from memory. Yeah, and of course, and the Punters Club will be running through this as well, so you can either be involved in the Punters Club or you can make your own bets on the day as well as be in the Punters Club. And Fitzy, Markham, Scamman, Gasso, they'll all be there, I would have thought. 100%, yeah. I think the goal is to get them all involved and find some value, and hopefully we can get another Cyrus and get home down the outside at $12 and win a couple of $100,000. Fucking how's it going?
I'd love to be there live when Fitzy loses his shit, rips his shirt off, runs around with it. Fucking.
Here we go.
He's good at that.
So just quickly, for the Dogs on Thursday night, the tickets are available now. It's $170, all inclusive. All you need to do is email Sarah at christchurchgreyhounds.co.nz, and she'll sort you out for a ticket. So
We should drop that in the chat, shouldn't we? Make sure people... know.
Absolutely, yeah. So that stuff's going to be going out. The events are all over Facebook. They're all set up already. The tickets for the harness on Friday should be out tomorrow. They're going to be a little bit different. Just waiting to confirm them, but the links will be out. That'll be a little bit cheaper. I think it's $115 for the harness on Friday. Your meal and 4 beers, plus we're sitting right next to the track, which is going to be really good as well.
Amazing. So you can see that promotion out on the BGP pages, and Pugsy's just dropped that in the chat as well.
G'day, fellas. I just want to check that Sarah, S-A-R-A-H, at christchurchgreyhounds.co.nz.
Yep, S-A-R-A-H.
Beautiful. I'll
Yep.
put that in
Jeez.
the comments now in the live stream.
Mate, you're on fire. Thanks, Pugs. Anything else you can bring to the table at the moment?
Nah, that's about it, fellas.
You could have given me that when I was stumbling trying to figure out who it was, mate.
That's strong. I love it. Outstanding. All right, yeah, check the comments and check the Facebook page for what's going on there. I've never been to a dogs meeting, Dan. Have you?
I have. Been a long story, but a while ago. I mean, I was a little bit more of a degenerate punter back then, which is surprising. But me and my cousin were like sort of 18, 19, used to go to Manukau.
Oh,
and
yeah,
go to
yeah.
Greyhounds on Sunday after
Yeah.
we'd sort of been punished on the punt on Saturday. We go, oh, well, we'll figure out a way to make our money back at the dogs.
You're a real old school punter, aren't you? You learn more about you every day. I love it. I used to live in Wimbledon when I moved to London. Unfortunately, Wimbledon was quite a cool place, but there's the Wimbledon dogs, and people absolutely loved it. And even then, I was like, fuck, no one in New Zealand goes to the dogs. Like, I'm not really sure about going to the dogs in Wimbledon, but apparently it was an absolutely fantastic night out. So,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I lived in Wimbledon Village for a couple of years.
did you?
Yeah, I
we
never
should
went to the
tell
docs, though.
stories. Yeah, the old
Unbelievable.
Alexandra pub. Did you ever head along there? You know, in Wimbledon Village? Or, no?
Is it on the corner?
Somewhere in the town.
Okay.
There,
Yeah, I probably have. Yep,
yeah,
definitely.
definitely. Wimbledon. There you
I
go,
think I had
mate.
Christmas there one year.
We'll have to catch up after this and just
Yeah,
retell old tales. Anyway,
Let's-
let's just continue on. Righto, content. Dan, you've been doing a fantastic podcast on Monday as well, a Monday recap where you've been reading out everybody's black bookers from the weekend. You've been running some video through it. Are any of those running this Saturday, or are we going to get to that?
No, there aren't. No, a couple of the black bookers that came out was from the most recent one on Monday was Ted talking about One Bold Cat for the Livermore at $10.
Yes.
So I think that's worth piquing your interest and having a little bit of a look at, because he thinks it went well, fresh up, was definitely not a 1,200 meter horse, but watch out for this horse over a little bit more ground. And so he thinks, yeah, $10 is value, and Ted knows how to find him.
He does, yeah. And you've been doing a great job with that on a Monday, mate. Good on you. Right, keep your comments coming in, everybody. Let us know who's going to win the Tarzino, but also there's a post there on the social channels for who your best bet is for this weekend. And we're giving out another $100, and we're 2 from 2 so far. People have picked up the cash. We've had Jolly Star, I think, in week 1, wasn't it? Was that right? And then who did we have last
Dave
week?
O'Leary.
Dave O'Leary.
Last week was Growing Empire. Yeah, it was
Growing their
Quinton,
empire of cash.
Quinton McIntyre.
Yeah, good on you, Quinton. That's good stuff. We're 2 from 2. Jeez, we're handing out the cash. I absolutely love it.
I bet they all go through Kemi's account as well. Like it, I think he got pretty punished on Saturday. So
Did he?
He's probably
Oh,
Sunday
gosh.
mornings like got punished and then had to wake up and spread out another couple of $100 to send it to Quinton. But hey, that happens.
Lucky he had some to dish out, mate. He's over in Mar-a-Lago. He's not short of
Yeah.
not short of some cash. He's all good. He'll have it under control. One thing we forgot to mention last week, we're obviously going alongside ACC and boys' trip to Vegas for the Warriors game over in March. Warriors are going to turn it around. There's no doubt about that. It's the next game that they've got, and you want to get involved with that. But also, boys' trip are taking a trip to the grand final as well, and we were supposed to promote it last week. But if you are interested in going to the grand final, looks like the Panthers, the Storm, the Bulldogs might be there. The Roosters may not be anymore. The Seagulls apparently are a bit of a dark horse. But if you are interested, boys' trip are taking some people there. You can get involved.
Yeah, that's right. And they do the Saturday at the races. And last year, I think Kemi's went along and run a little
That's
bit of
right.
a punters club. Was it for the Doncaster or was it for the Epsom Handicap?
Not sure,
I think it's
mate.
the Epsom Handicap at that time of the year. I can't remember. But either one of those two races. But they got apparently they got a really wicked room at Randwick on the day. They run a little bit of a punters club. So I went to the horses on Saturday night. And then Sunday, they went done a boat cruise. And then went to the grand final as well. Apparently, it was epic. So, Yeah, if you want to go to a grand final experience, go along.
Hey, Pugs here. Just on boys trip, they know how to look after you. We went with them to the Magic Round over in Brizzy. They're unbelievable. Dave and the team are so good. They take care of everything. They make sure you're at the right place at the right time, even if you maybe had a few lemonades and all that. They're bloody great. So this sounds fantastic. You guys are going on this trip. I'm incredibly jealous.
Yeah, it'll be outstanding. That Sydney trip that you're talking about for the grand final doesn't sound much like our Everest trip, boat cruises and this and that. Fuck.
No, we're stuck at the Star Casino.
Star Casino to Randwick, back to Star Casino. Although I went to Bondi just because I got derailed at some point during the day, and it was good times. But
It's funny. I got a video from Egan the other day. We was driving past Star Casino. Funny enough.
Yeah. What an absolute weapon. He got booted out of Star Casino. I wonder if they remember.
First person ever.
Oh, holy shit. We might see you get down at the Cup Week, hopefully, mate. I hope you're doing well out there if you are listening in. Also, just circling back on those events, the Take a Mate concept, we are keen, and there will be a little bit more information coming out about this, probably for the events at the second half of the year, but we did talk about it a little bit this week, and we really this season want to encourage people to get people along who haven't necessarily been to horse racing events or BGP events before. It doesn't really necessarily matter, but as we all know, all you people out there that are listening in the community, you great people, you know how good horse racing is, and have a think about who you can bring along, and we'll have some ideas a little bit later on in the season about what we can do to get more people involved in racing and with BGP as well, because this year's a real springboard from last year from what's happened, so it should be a bloody good one ahead.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah, definitely. Bring it, mate.
Right, let's get into the racing this weekend. Jeez. Sometimes when you're talking about all this cool stuff coming up in a few weeks, you actually sort of get a little bit carried away and forget that there's Group 1 racing this weekend. Keep your comments coming in, everybody. We want to know who's winning the Tarzino. We want to know what your best bets are. We'll run through three listed races, and then we'll come back to those comments. And Dan, mate, I started looking at the form for particularly these 3-year-old races. We'll kick things off at the listed El Rocker Sir Colin Meads Trophy. What an absolute legend. No doubt a legendary horse is going to win this. Last year, I noticed that Teako won all 3 group races this day. Tokyo Tycoon took out this race. Contessa took out the Gold Trail Stakes, and Skew Whiff took out the Tarzino.
And Imperatriz won in Australia.
That day.
Yeah.
I reckon they could do that again. But let's see. What do you think, mate? Listed El Rocker Sir Colin Meads Trophy.
Mate, they've got a big opinion of this horse Move to Strike, and so do I, and I've got a few bucks riding on it for the 2,000 guineas, so I think I'm speaking through my wallet here, but I'm hoping that this horse comes out and just kicks their heads in and moves into $2.50 to win the 2,000 guineas. But this is going to be interesting, eh? Like, I think there's a lot of speed here. Savagely was really good fresh up, but I'm interested to see how he goes second up. I listened to Pam Gerard today say that she thinks that he's come on quite well from that run, so it's going to be interesting to see how he goes, because he won that last race quite arrogantly. I thought his ears were pricked and he was running away from them, done it quite easily, I felt. Super Photon is a serious horse, and I think they're quite interested in taking this thing to the Caulfield Guineas, which you would only do with a very serious horse. But then you've got a horse like Poetic Champion who can jump out. And I mean, he ran in the best races last year. So for me, I'm going to stick with Move to Strike, mainly through my wallet. I'm going to hope that he just kicks their heads in and storms a path to the 2,000 guineas.
Yeah, it's from all the talk that Taka had about this horse last year, and it ended up winning the Manawatu Sires, didn't it? And won it like a freak. It was like a really, really good race. Looked like a really good horse. You would think, after them saying as well that it's going to be a better 3-year-old, that it should just come out and win this race, because there's nothing from last year that really took the bull by the horns and won any good races or won any big races. So Move to Strike, I'm not surprised, is the favourite. You haven't mentioned Full Force at $23. I know it was pretty average first up, but the Punters Club had a crack at it in the Karaka Millions. It was average first up, but I think it ended up running 4th in the Karaka Millions, didn't it? And it was there or thereabouts in quite a lot of races. And $23, no interest?
Not for me.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. What about the track bias at Hawke's Bay? Last year, I think we had a couple of heavy tracks in day 1 and day 2, and then in day 3, it was a front runner's bias. The year before, anytime it was a good track, it was a front runner's bias. I think it'll be the same again. You mentioned to me before when we were having a beer at the Brewers Cooperative over the road that they haven't raced on the true rail since February this year. So surely, if it's a good track, the sun's shining, this rail is going to be hot. And old Poetic Champion on debut last year absolutely blitzed them getting the trail and winning easily.
Yeah, but I think there's also a lot of that can come down to tempo, can be tempo related as well. And so I think with horses like Savage Lee, and Poetic Champion, and potentially even Full Force as well, maybe your go forward horses might set this race up for something to come over the top. I just thought there was maybe quite a bit of hot pace early, which maybe set it up for either Move to Strike or Super Photon to come over the top.
Nice. I like both those horses as well. I've got a futures bet after you said and Opie said, actually, at the TAB launch where we didn't see Luke in that ad that he's supposed to be on.
He gets run over by a bus, doesn't he?
So excited to see him, and we never did. Opie said, Move to Strike is a good bet for that race as well. I jumped on too. I see it's coming from $6 to $4 for the 2,000 guineas.
Yep.
So
closed the market, and they've said wait until he kicks their heads in this week, and they'll move it into twos.
You'd have to think if it's that good, it's going to win this race, and $2.10 is probably a really good price. But I'm not really keen to bet on it at $2.10. I'm going to probably have a go at Poetic Champion at $8. Hopefully it can jump well if it can hold the rail, and it's a fast rail. I wonder if it can hold them out. Even in the Karaka Millions last year, I think it finished 4th or somewhere there or thereabouts. It kept on fighting really, really hard, and then its debut last year as well, it got out, and I think it beat them by like 6 lengths. It was just out of the blue. So I'm going to have a crack at the $8.
Good.
Why not? Righto. Race number 7 is the Gold Trail Stakes. And if you thought it gets easier, it really, really doesn't with these 3-year-old races. But I think one thing we can both agree on is that we won't be having a bet on Alabama Lass at $195.
No, absolutely not. I think it's way too short. I think the bookies have opened it up at $1.90. It's drifted out to $1.95. I'm pretty sure you'll get $2.50 on race day, maybe even $3. Because they're going to come for some of these other ones. Like, you can't just drop Velocious on one run. She got beaten by... Did she get beaten by Captured by Love or Move to Strike maybe in...
No, it was bloody Bellatrix Star.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Move to Strike ran second in that race, and Velocious was third on that weird track at Pukekohe on Boxing Day, yeah.
And then she came out, and look what she done in the... Karaka Million.
Yeah.
You can't just throw it off can't throw her away on one run. I don't think all things went away there at Taupo either. Like in the stalls, she bucked at the gate and hit her nose and then got taken out and got vet checked, and she was all fired up and very fresh. So $6 for a horse like Velocious, Group 1 winner, Karaka Millions winner. I mean, that seems like outrageous overs for a horse like that. But I think there's one that's at even crazier odds, less crazy odds now, but I whacked it early, and that was Damask Rose at $26. That was a bit of me straight away. That horse only had 2 starts, one its first start, and then run second in the Karaka Million at its second only ever start. That's a serious horse to go and do that. I know Opie's gone with Captured by Love, but I just couldn't deny the value. Now, it's gone into 18s, but I still think $18 is overs. I think this horse should be around the $10 mark. I know it's fresh up against the other ones that's had another run. I just think this horse is a good horse, and at $18 and $3.60, I'd take the each way on that.
Yeah, and the stables had some quiet chat about this horse being a very good horse too. You're right. It wasn't even supposed to be in the Karaka Millions last year, and then I think, unfortunately, Ted's horse got scratched, and it came in and run second. You don't just do that.
No.
Like an average horse. And opening it at $26. I mean, as soon as you mentioned that to me earlier, I thought, fuck yeah, you're right. I'm going to put some money on it at 18s. I mean, why not? It's a Woodamoo Pin, Opie Boston's obviously the absolute man, and he's the best jockey in New Zealand, but Woodamoo Pin's a bloody good jockey too. So you're not really, you're not worried about the jockey not giving it a good ride, So yeah, $18. I still think that's really good money. Agree with you on Velocious. $6. It's not going to start at $6. That's just absolutely crazy. This is a top quality horse, but I probably thought that I liked the value of Captured by Love as well. And just sticking along what I said before about Teako taking out all 3 of these races last year, I think they could do it again. And I think maybe one or Captured by Love or Damask Rose could win this. And Captured by Love did race really, really well last season. It was massive in the Systema Stakes behind Velocious, almost getting it at the line. It also beat Alabama Lass last year, so why they've opened Alabama Lass at $1.95 and Captured by Love at, I don't think they even opened it at $4, but they opened
4.6.
it at 4.6. I don't know. This horse has already been beaten by it. Alabama Lass has drawn 10. Captured by Love's drawn 5. And also, it ran in a 1,400 Matamata Breeders last year behind Move to Strike. It looked really, really good, but just perhaps couldn't get the 1,400 metres in that race where Move to Strike blew them apart. So, yeah, Opie going on, barrier 5, for me, that all stacks up pretty nicely.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Funny enough, the new segment that's going to be coming out on Fridays is called Chat BGP, which is where we leverage Meta AI to decipher out of all the comments that come in from everyone's best bets, what is the best bet of the weekend.
How good's this?
Yeah. So I'll be posting that tomorrow. Stay tuned. But at the moment, it's Alabama Lass.
That everyone likes.
The consensus across 300 comments was that, based on AI, was that was the
what are we
bet,
missing then?
Interesting. Well, I don't know. Maybe we've got absolutely no idea what we're talking about. We're just completely missing it. But
it's a really fast horse and things, but it's been beaten by Captured by Love. And Velocious has won Group 1s. Alabama Lass hasn't won a Group 1.
Maybe we're just here for pretty faces, man. I don't know.
Yeah, Ted Goat, can you let us know? Is Ted in the comments letting us know why Alabama what's going on here? Anyway, mate, so you're with Velocious, just to confirm, and you've got a good bet on Damask Rose as well, because you couldn't miss the odds.
Yeah, I think that Velocious I can't drop, and I'll take the $6. But I was all over $26 as soon as I seen that. Damask Rose, I thought that was outstanding value. I still think $18 is value.
Yeah,
I think it should be $10.
Absolutely. Archaic Smile was also very, very good, very consistent last year. You could see that going out and running at least a place, although the place money is not very good, but it could, perhaps win the race at $6. It's the same. Archaic Smile's paying the same as Velocious.
That's what I'm saying. Oh my God! You see that and you're like, what?
Yeah, what is going on in this market? They know something that we don't know. Let's just see. Renovations has been going well too, and Sister Ping, I think, ran behind at Topor. It ran a nice finish. I can't remember who I'm behind, and that's at $31. But yeah, who knows? This is there's some good value in this race. Let's put it that way.
Ran third behind Alabama Lass and Archaic Smile, and right ahead of Velocious.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Velocious, you can forgive that run, I reckon. It's going to be better than that. Righto. Anyway, let's move on. Good luck if you're having a crack at that. If you find the winner, you're going to get some money if it's not Alabama Lass.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, geez. Good luck if you're on Alabama Lass. Righto, the Tarzino Trophy, race 9 over 1,400 metres, and gee whiz, Dan, the TAB and probably quite a lot of people think that Crocetti is just going to win this race.
I think it's a pretty good horse, eh? After that win in Ruakaka, carrying 50 kilos, I think it was giving away 8 kilos to Master Fay. Now, look, Master Fay didn't come out and do all that well last start, but Master Fay's a pretty good horse. But to give away 8 kilograms and still have the will to win is outstanding. I think a lot of people thought that maybe this horse might be a little bit tired after that run. It came out and had a trial, and man, he looked real good. Real good in that trial. Looked like a horse that just wants to go and win. I have a feeling that this horse might be a superstar. And I think he might go on and win the Golden Eagle. That's my feeling at the moment. So I think that he's really good.
It's a big wrap.
But, man, there are This is a minefield.
Yeah.
Like
That's
that's
why
why
I can't
all the
believe-
races is an absolute minefield.
That's why I can't believe Crochetti's at $2.10.
yeah,
Like,
but that's obviously just how much they think about this
they
horse.
think this horse could be outstanding, and maybe it is. But let's have a chat about taking Crocetti out of the market.
Okay.
Good luck if you want to have a go at $2.10. That's fine, but take it out of the market.
Take it out of the market, and you've got $6 a field.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Bonnie Lass was outstanding last start, and I think the big difference now is we're going to be going from the off track to a good track. So we're going to see what actually is going to happen with some of these horses now, because I don't think all of them necessarily are going to work out the same or go the same as what they did on the good tracks. Bonnie Lass was really good. I thought Skewith was outstanding. I thought Waitak was outstanding as well to come from so far back. And Puntura was really good as well. Snazzy Tavi's coming back fresh up. Farrellione trialled really impressively. There's so many here that if you just pick the right one, you're going to get really good odds for top 3 or top 4. And we know in these early season Group 1s, and actually all Group 1s, there's one that pops up in the top 3 or top 4 that pays $3 or $4 or $5, and you go, holy shit, how did I miss that one? Why did I miss that one? The one that I think that the punters have let go too early is a horse called Puntura. It's drawn 10, so it's a little bit wide. I thought it was outstanding fresh up in the Foxbridge. You're now getting $34 and $6.50. Now, I'm not saying go and bet on this horse to win, but I'm going for a same race multi, which is Crocetti to win and Puntura top 4, and you're getting $10.
That's a very good bet. Crochetti's got to win, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. There's a lot that's got to happen, but I just,
You're
I can't
mate. You're
throw
right
away.
about Puntura. Puntura got smoked with about 300 metres to go in that Foxbridge plate, and just kept on coming afterwards, didn't it? So
he was only like half a length or less than half a length off Waitak.
yeah, and it kept on winning last season when we sort of didn't really expect it to. So I think Luke's first comment in the chat actually after that race was, "I'm not missing out on Puntura again this season," but I wonder if he's having a bet on it at $34.
I bet he has.
He probably has, eh? Mate, no, that's pretty good odds, eh? $10 for Crocetti and Puntura. You talked about Bonnie Lass, and we never talk about Bonnie Lass really on this podcast in terms of having a bet on it, but Bonnie Lass bet Crocetti in the BCD Group Sprint last year, over 1,400 metres, on a good track. Why can't it do it again?
It probably can. I think the difference is and the weight difference as well is huge, because I think potentially because he was a 3-year-old, she might have been giving away 2 kilos or a kilo or something to him potentially in the BCD Group Sprint, right?
Didn't look at the weights.
And so now it's the other way around where he's giving her a kilo and a half. So it's like, well, that's a big swing in weights.
Yeah.
But also he's now a 4-year-old and he looks big, bold and strong. There's a big difference between being, a 3-year-old and then having that spell and coming back as a 4-year-old.
Definitely looked in good nick. I need a bottle opener. I don't know what's going on. I've just tried to open my... Oh, thanks, mate. It's good stuff. Definitely looked in good nick at the trials. Look, Pugs, you're on fire, mate. Thank you so much. Really
He's
appreciate
having an
that.
outstanding night, isn't he?
Shit, when when you really need to wet the whistle and just fucking... It's not a screw top beer. What kind of thing's that? Anyway...
So where are you going, mate? Let's get this back on track. Where are you going?
Oh, look, I'm going to go. We're right outside the box just because I looked at it and I found it very, very hard. I thought Waitak top 4 from Barrier 1 at $2.15 is pretty good money. But...
Getting $2.35 now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Okay, I missed that. Yeah, $2.15. I thought that was pretty good money. Like you said, in the Foxbridge, I thought it was a really good run. I've just seen Sacred Satona that we haven't even talked about. It doesn't go on a heavy track, and it kind of does, but that's a really good horse too.
Drawn 3.
I watched this horse, Blissful Bell, last season, build up from rating 75 up to open handicaps and then into the New Zealand Thoroughbred Breeders' Stakes, where I think it ran third behind Belclair on a good track, and it was finishing really, really strongly. It's a local horse trained by John Barry, who is a similar horse to what Cool Sign Mav was when it won this race 4 years ago now, or 3 years ago now, out of nowhere. I think at like $61 odds or something like that.
It's a wet track, eh?
Yeah, that might have been a heavy track. Yeah, but Blissful Bell probably wants a good track from what I can gather. It ran 8 races last year and only twice was it out of the placings, and it was third in that group that Group 1 Thoroughbred Breeders' Stakes. It trolled really nicely just behind Crocetti last week as well. I'm not saying it can win it, but I reckon top 4 at $4. Sam Spratt's in great form. Barrier 7, it should get a great spot. I see it's gone out from $21 to $34, so hopefully it keeps going out. I just love this race so much, and I don't know really what to bet on because I'm not keen to take Crocetti at 210, that I'm going to watch it and just have a top 4 bet on Blissful Bell at $4.
Yeah, because even Skew Whiff we haven't spoken about too much, but she won this race last year, and we talk about the Mark Walker factor. Sam Birchton last year, they won those 3 races. Like, they could easily come out and go bang, 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 and then you go, oh shit, like, how's that happened? Well, it's happened because it happens all the time.
Yeah.
But then even ones like Grail Seeker, like that trailed huge the other day. It was an absolute fucking menace coming down the trail. You're like, oh wow, okay, well, literally, Crocetti $2.10. I think it deserves to be that price because I think it's a really good horse. But in reality, I think every single one of these horses can win this race.
It could, yeah. I totally agree. The only horse we haven't mentioned is Geriatrix. That went over to Australia and won races last year too. So
it can win.
It can win.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard. I think we'll get a better line of it. You mentioned Skew Whiff. Skew Whiff, last year's Foxbridge was quite similar to this year. It looked like with 200 metres to go it was the winner. Bonnie Lass got up. Skew Whiff finished 3rd, close. The year before, just got beaten by Dragon Leap in the Foxbridge and then went out and won the Foxbridge really, really well. It got a beautiful run. Opie Boston let it go, and it won really nicely. The same thing could happen again, and Tayako were really happy with its run from the Foxbridge too. So, yeah, I think I was just sort of looking at it going, nah, man, I'm not going to bet on a winner here. Like, I can't do that. So,
see how you go throughout the day, and if you've got some extra funds in your account, maybe you just throw something at you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Throw out the stumps and see.
Exactly, and also the track bias as well. Like if it is going to be won by the leaders, you mentioned Waitac, Barrier 1. The stable sounds like they're going to go forward. Sacred Satono might get a good spot. Just any of those horses that'll look to get forward. Bonnie Lass will probably look to go forward. So Crochet. It's bloody hard work. Let us know who. Well. Actually, no. Let's find out what people think. Sorry, Pugs, if I'm putting you at short notice here, but
no, you're good.
Let's find out what everybody else thinks is going to win the Tarzino.
It's funny that you're about to say Crocetti just then because there's a lot of love for Crocetti. We've got Diane Tour. Kev Kelly says a Crocetti, Waitac, and Sacred Satono try.
Oh.
That'd pay good money.
Heaps of love for Crocetti. Perhaps no bigger fan than Scott Evans. Who says, my penis is hard for Crocetti in the main event. Nereus, is that it?
Oh, yeah,
Nereus, the best bet, and Lord Weyburn as the roughie.
Who was Nereus? Who's got the best bet for Nereus?
Scott Evans. Scott Evans there. He's done it all in one comment on the live.
Is he the hard penis one, or is it?
No, it's Scott with the hard penis. Yeah, for Crocetti there.
He's going to have a good weekend.
Carter's also wondering if Bonnie Lass is going to push the early pace again like last time he beat Crocetti.
Probably. I think so.
Based on what we know from the previous few seasons at Hawke's Bay and the hot track, you would have thought so.
Brad says, get on Lincoln Lou to run top 4 in Heat 1 of the Series Stakes R6 at Alex Park tomorrow night.
Fuck's sake. We're going the hardest of Friday. We're trying to figure out who's going to win the Tarzino. Jeez.
I've got Dean here, River Plate, Race 7, Morpheville. I feel like these are all...
Okay.
We've also got... let's have a look. Kev says Waitac will win.
Oh.
Yep. Okay.
And then a couple for Blissful Bell there.
Yes!
Xavier, Blissful Bell by 5.
Wow. Well.
Okay. Just the fucking lies I don't like.
Getting carried away here, but yeah. Hey, I like Blissful Bell. There you go. I've got some backup there, Dan. What do you reckon of Blissful Bell?
No, I think I mean, honestly, that race is a minefield. I've gone through and I've just settled on what I think is like, right, I think there's value there and punter a top 4 and Crocetti to win. So I'll just take that. $10 I think is awesome value. I'll take that and hopefully I'm right. And if I'm not, cool. I watched a really good race and I'll be really excited about it.
Absolutely, mate. Beautiful work. Thank you very much for everybody out there in the community that has made a comment on who they think is going to win the Tarzino and the best bets. We'll get to those shortly. Thanks very much, Pugs. Great work, mate. Dan, anything else that you like this weekend before we crack on into the best bets?
I do. I've got a couple that I really like, or not really like, but there was one that I almost made my best bet. But this race is also like the Tarzino. It's a bit of a minefield, and it's race 1 at Hastings, and you've got horses like Investigate, High Country, Don Paulie. I mean, there's some really good horses in there, and then you've got ones like Sunset Boulevard, who's only had 3 starts, but is actually nominated for the New Zealand Cup. But I went a little bit further down, and I found a horse called Mood Changer. Now, this is only a 3-start horse as well. It's 2 starts as a 3-year-old. It raced really unkindly and, to be honest, didn't look like a horse that wanted to be anywhere near there. It came back. It's a Richie Murray stable as well, but it's come back and it's had its first start over 1550 on the synthetic, and it won really impressively. I think it came from last and ran over the top of them at 1 at Cambridge Synthetic, and looks like a horse that is maybe like sort of figured it out and is going to go on with it. You're getting $10 and $3.10. Top 4, I'm sure you're getting at least $2. But you're getting $2.30. So I would take this horse, $10 to win, $2.30 top 4. Mood Changer, I reckon. It's got a
is it a bonus back race?
It is a bonus back race.
Don't bother with the top 4.
Fine, yeah. Chuck $50 on the win, and let's see how it goes.
That's your strategy, isn't it? Do you do top 4 bets if you've got a bonus back race? Do you do that?
Well, yeah, because then you get the bonus bet and you get your money back.
Yeah.
So that's one that I've got. The other one that I have, and this is one of my favourite horses, and funny enough, I messaged the guys today and I said, I've made a rogue bet here, lads. I've put $50 on this horse to win the Melbourne Cup. His name is Strathay.
Heard that a few times.
The nominations just came out from the Melbourne Cup. This horse is paying $201 to win the Melbourne Cup, and I know that's far-fetched and outrageous and crazy, and there's no way it can happen. But I thought, give it a go. Its last 2 starts over 2,400, its last 50 metres have been the most impressive part of its races. Last start was the first time that it's been on a good track, so it's been soft or heavy. It looked really impressive last start over 2,400. This time now it's going up to an open race, so it's getting to carry a lot less weight than what it has been, but stepping well up in class. But over the 2,400, watch out. I think Strathay's going to put them in a body bag. I think it's already taken. Money.
And the Melbourne Cup or this week?
No, this week.
Yeah. Okay. No, $2.50 it was, I think. Yeah,
it's already taken money. I think it's in at $2.35 maybe.
You absolutely love a futures bet.
I do love a futures bet. Yeah. So while we're on that, if you win some extra cash, maybe you get some money off my best bet this week. Go and have a little nibble on Cheval
de Fondue.
It's
Cheval de Fondre, but
the Fondre, but we'll call it the Fondue.
Yeah, the Fondue.
You call it what you want. And Cheval de Fondre to win the New Zealand Cup. I think it's $61. I think it was
61.
Wasn't
That's
it?
worth a crack. Oh yeah, don't know. I haven't had a look, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, I think it was $61. And I mean, there's a lot of time between now and the New Zealand Cup. But last year, I think, who did we go for last year?
On the New Zealand Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, that joke. It came out and won recently, actually.
Yeah.
Fuck. And it was first past the post and all sorts. Can't remember.
Oh, man, we had all sorts on it. Between our room, we must have had $5-10 grand on it, and we didn't get paid. But this year, we're going to get paid. Fuck. This year, we're going to get Saturday, the second or third Saturday in November. Cheval de Fondre, $61. Have a little nibble on that. You can play top 3 as well. Don't even know if it's going to make it there, but I think the intention is to go there, but I think it's good enough.
I'm going to have a crack at Cheval de Fondue. I like that.
Yeah.
You've just gone through a fair bit there, but I did have a couple of points there. Hastings race 1, I agree. I think that's an outstanding race. A horse in there, Investigate, that Opie Bosson's on last year, ran second behind Out of Stock in the Manawatu Classic, and then Out of Stock went on to win the Sydney something or other. Was it the Derby or the Cup or something like that? Remember Out of Stock went over there? Did it win anything? Have I got that totally wrong? It did win really well.
Yeah, I don't know if it... Well, yeah, I can't remember if it won over there. But that Investigate, I think maybe it's looking for a little bit more. And carrying 62 kilos is a lot fresh up.
Yep. I'm looking forward
particularly over the 1600.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing it this season. And you mentioned the Melbourne Cup. Sharp and Smart's going to win the Melbourne Cup. What's that paying?
I don't know. I'm going to have a look and I'll have a bet on it after
I
this.
just tried to find it, but we talked about it before, didn't we? Its finish in the Foxbridge Plate was outrageous from 10 lengths off them in the at the corner.
Yeah, it really found the line. It was funny. It was like it was not even interested until like the 600.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, right, I got a race to win.
Yeah, and then it was after the line. It was about third, about 100 metres or 50 metres after the line. It was third from 10 lengths off them.
No, it was awesome.
Oh, absolutely love that. So get on for the Melbourne Cup. If that is Roger going to get it in there? Is it in? Or?
Probably. I don't know.
Surely, eh? Then off
Probably
to
got it
Hong
on.
Kong.
Yeah.
Hey, at Strath, hey, there's a horse in there called Tappy Doodle Doo from Kerry Taplin that's also running.
Hopefully a tappy doodle don't.
Tappy Doodle Doo was trained by Kerry Taplin from the South Island. Is Kerry Taplin still training in the South Island, or have you got any knowledge of this?
No. Mate, you throw me under the bus here.
I thought
No
you
idea.
read all sorts of horse racing articles, and I
Yeah,
thought
I
you'd
do,
know
but not about
Tappy
tappy doodle doo. No.
What a name! I absolutely love it. It's a South Island horse that's racing over there now. Randwick Race 9, Molly Bloom is lining up this week, first up for Chris Waller. Not sure if you saw that. That's in the Tramway Stakes Group 2. It's paying about $30, which is highly offensive for a horse like Molly Bloom.
Very offensive, considering Quintessa came out and bloused them last week.
I would have thought that's a better horse than a $31 horse, isn't it? Amelia's Jules in that
34,
race, but we're never
okay.
betting on that again.
Well, surely you'd take the 2.7 and try and make some of that money back.
Mate,
That's
that
a good
horse,
race. There's some good horses in here.
Yeah, well, never
I'll
been
need to look. I'll need to look through a little bit more, but
never been on Amelia's Jewel, ever. Caulfield Race 5, Desert Lightning with Peter Moody is lining up as well. We hadn't actually realised that it had been imported over to Australia, but Desert Lightning's an outstanding horse, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what it does on Saturday.
Mooney Valley or
Stakes.
Caulfield?
Caulfield. Or is it Mooney Vallay?
There's no Caulfield on Saturday.
Oh, Mooney Valley then it must
Okay.
be.
Yeah.
I've edited my notes from last week and not changed the track.
I actually quite like Arkansas Lad in that one, but yeah, Desert Lightning. I think they retired, right? Trainers,
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
and so yeah, obviously gone over to Peter Moody. Yeah, be interesting to see how he goes. I think this horse will pick up a really nice race over there.
It ran in the All-Star Mail last year, didn't it? With Puntura?
Yeah, it did. Just didn't. Yeah, it did maybe. I
it
don't
was
know.
a wet
Maybe
day or
it's sort of come to the end of it, maybe. But you know, like he's been impressive a couple of times. Didn't he beat Legato?
Yeah, at Ellerslie.
Yeah. So I think he'll pick up a nice one. I'm not sure he'll pick up this one over 1,200 meters.
Right, what about Caulfield? No, Mooney Valley race 9, I Wish I Win, is back. What do we got here? We've got a Group 1, the Moir.
The Moya Stakes?
The Moya Stakes, yeah, righto. Okay, I Wish I Won at $4.50 leading into the Everest in a few weeks' time. Can we get on I Wish I Win, Dan, or...?
I'm staying away until I'm going to punt it for the Everest. I mean, they're aiming for the Everest. There's so much money on the line. He's got this start, one more, and then the Everest. So there's this start 3 weeks, second start 3 weeks, Everest.
Okay.
So I'll be just waiting because as much as this is a Group 1, and I'm sure they'd love to win it, they're not gonna burn a horse to win this when there's $20 million on the line in 6 weeks.
Patience is a virtue, says the Rackman. Right, let's get to the best bets from the community to start with. Who's everybody got as a best bet this weekend, Pugs?
There's a whole lot here, man. It was like 155 points. Great
Don't
to see.
don't
I'm not
read
going to
them
get through all of them. Somebody says Swyco. Maxim says Swyco race 1 at Morfordville on Saturday, the Aussie debut for Michael Hickmott. There you go. That's good.
Excellent.
Yeah. A couple of people wanted that one.
Good luck.
Darren says Hastings race 8, Havati there.
Oh, two of our best
So
bets are in race day. Righto, okay.
It's a
and-
three-way challenge.
Speaking of Hastings, Tim reckons Victor the Inflictor for race 3.
What a name, eh?
Yeah, it's quite good.
Do you reckon that's named after Victor Matfield, Pugs?
I don't know who that is.
The old South African lock.
Probably
not.
possibly. I mean, you got Inflictor, Invict. No,
Just
maybe
rhymes
not.
well.
Joe reckons Hastings race 2, number 2 Nereus win into Randwick race 8, number 10 Zardozi win.
It's getting greedy.
The weather is outstanding here in the Mighty Hawke's Bay. Let's get spring started. That's Joe there. What else we got? I'm not even going to try to read that spelling. Hastings race 5. How did you say it before? Savagely.
Savagely.
Won so well at Topor and can repeat. That's from Scott. Woodville, Sunday, race 10. Let's Get Loose, number 9. That's from Colleen.
Let's do it. Sounds like this horse on this table here getting loose.
Jordan, same race multi. Hastings race 9, Crocetti win, and Ferraglione top 4.
Okay.
Similar lines to you, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trialled well for Ferraglione.
One more, Pugs. What do we got, mate?
One more. Renovations into Bonnie Lass win multi. That's from Brent.
Okay. That's going to pay about $1,000 renovations, I think.
He's also left another comment. It's called wishful thinking.
Oh, no, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit, there's got to be a balance when you and Luke choose who's going to win that $100 because you don't want to just put it on something that's going to pay.
Well, I've been trying
million.
I've been trying to make it really unbiased. So last week I just let my wife scroll through the comments and pick one. Yeah, because it's just like then I'm not having my own opinion on what I think can win and can't win. It's like you just scroll through and you pick one. You tell me what it is.
So now people know that. Do they have to, think of names towards what your wife might like, or
I don't know. They can do their best. I don't know. I mean,
okay.
The challenge is that the first two she picked were on Friday night. So the races had already gone. So I was like, babe, you can't. So hopefully next week we might actually even pick one on Friday to give the harness lads a crack.
Yeah, good. Sounds good.
Yeah, so
share
we'll
the
see.
love.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Right, keep your comments coming in. When will that be $100 bet be given out, Dan? Tomorrow afternoon?
Before midday tomorrow.
Before midday tomorrow. So you've still got a little bit of
Oh,
time.
sorry, before midday Saturday.
Saturday.
What's the day today?
You got ages. It's Thursday.
Okay, yeah, plenty of time. Keep commenting.
Keep commenting. Right, let's get to the community's best bets. But before we do that, of course, we've got the surged odds. It's not boosted anymore. It's surged odds of the blessed bet this weekend. Dan, we are hoping to continue some momentum from last weekend. What is the blessed bet, mate?
The blessed bet this week, mate, we're going with wits end. And if it's the end of the day at Hastings and you've been punished and you're at your wits end, this is the one you want to dive into. Draws well. It has to carry a bit of weight first up today. Trialled up pretty well. And this horse goes good at Hastings and goes good on a good track as well. Goes very good fresh up. Second to Grail Seeker in the Wellington Guineas in this last... I think it was actually favourite for the Guineas in this race for another one, and I think will be too good too soon and hopefully gets the boys paid.
Absolutely. You've just read out one of the descriptions of the best bet, so we'll let you know whose best bet that is, but that is, Woods End, race 10. Hastings, the Harness Halo.
4.2 out to 5.5,
yeah,
by the way.
That's good
Odds
money.
surge.
That's good money on the odds surge. Find that on the futures page, by the way. The Harness Halo this week.
Yeah, Harness Halo, Queen of Swords to run top 2.35 out to $3. This has already taken money. There's someone in the community that owns a piece of this, and I think he's put together a syndicate that own this horse. But this actually run second or third. I think it's a place getter in a Group 1 behind Duchess Megxits, I think, at Alexander Park last year. This is a good horse, and I think it's come back well. They're pretty confident. It's come back and trialled well. Good trainer, good driver, and to run top $2.35 out to $3 surged. I think is pretty. I think it's pretty good value, and I think the lads are pretty confident around this one.
Yeah, when it went in the chat last night, all 3 or 4 of Markham, Gasso, Scamman, and Fitzy all were pretty happy with that, weren't they?
Yep, I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
It's worth having a crack. Right, let's get to the best bets this weekend. We're going to kick off with the harness. We'll start at Addington on Friday night. The Scanman is going to race to Princess Sadie. Fresh up, but finds a suitable race to kick off her campaign. Racing some strong fields last prep and is coming into this off the back of a nice trial win last week. She's gate speed, so from the draw will probably end up in a prominent spot early. Looks a nice win bet in her first up run from a spell. That's the Scanman Addington race 2 tomorrow night, Princess Sadie.
Nice one. And Fitzy's best bet, Addington, meeting 8, race 8. Your Harness Halo this week, the Queen of Swords, resumes today after a break. Trialled well last week and suggests she can kick off here where she left off last prep. Bias as I own her, but that's allowed. I think Wide Draw gets a better price, looking to qualify early for the Group 1, Final 1 Cup Day. Informed driver, informed trainer, get on.
Righto, great work. Gasso's best is Methven Sunday. Have we got the odds out for that yet, Dan?
No, not out yet. Tomorrow, I think, or Saturday morning.
Shit, it's dangerous when Gasso puts a bet out before the odds come out, isn't it? But,
yeah, I had to send that to the TAB as well. He said, can I have 10s? I think they're going to give him 4s.
Oh, fuck. It does happen, doesn't it? Oh, well, Gasso's looking at Methven Sunday, race 1, Destiny's Dream. Gate Flyer that gets an ideal draw over the sprint distance. Will appreciate the grass track and driver in fine form. I've never won a bet on the grass harness, so
no?
Hopefully Gasso can get me home on Sunday.
If there's anyone that can get you there, it's him. Absolutely. I'll go Markham's best, Methven race 10, going on Sunday as well. Chance on me. 2 starts on the track for a win and a placing. Loves a stand start and a cracking trial win on the same surface last weekend. Has a ready to rock and roll this week. Let's go.
Keep going, mate.
All right, okay. We'll jump into my harness best. Alexandra Park, race 6, Confederate. Huge fresh up. Didn't do a lot of work, but this horse came back on it at about the 300, which actually costed a few lengths. It finally got out, and then it flew up the passing lane and got within half a length of the winner. Now, this horse is drawn 9 on Friday night at Alexandra Park, so it's going to need a little bit of luck, but often in these races, they tend to spread out a little bit, and I think the $3.80, I think, is overs, and I think this horse might be the best horse in this race. You're just getting a price.
Nice, mate. Spreading out in a harness field. It doesn't seem familiar. Normally mine get boxed in.
Look, it could happen, but I think the 3.8 is overs.
Where you really want them is in the 1-1.
That's where you really want them. Or in the trail, yeah.
Or the trail,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's the spot there in the Captain Crunch passing lane.
That's not this one, I don't think. Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's get to the gallops. Best bets, and I'm feeling very confident after a few other punters have put this as their best bet this week. I'm going to Hastings race 2, Nereus. It's a very, very tight market, and Nereus has been crunched in. Gee whiz, even yesterday when I saw it, it was $3.60. It opened up at $4.20. It's now $2.70. This horse won 4 races last year as a 4-year-old, including a Group 2, I think it was the Awapuni Gold Cup. Pretty tough conditions that it had first up at Ruakaka, so we'll forgive that and look at its lethal second up record where it's 2 from 2. It gets a winnable weight this race, and I did read yesterday that the trainers are looking to take it to Melbourne, so they need to get it up in the ratings, and that means it's ready to go this race because they really need it to win to get over there, so it should be ready to go. It's a good horse. Opie's on board. It's got the blinkers on where it's 1 from 1. And it's more than capable of dealing with this pretty small field and a bonus back race. So I think you can bet pretty comfortably into Nereus.
Love it. Love that horse. My best bet at the Gallops on Saturday, Hastings. Race number 8, Nefetti. I've been waiting for this horse to return. I've got it in the futures market for the TAB Classic, which is on the Wednesday now of New Zealand Cup Week. Richie Murray team are going well. A good trial on the synthetic. It's drawn 7 and it tends to jump really well and get itself in a good spot. It's in for a big season, and even though I've been told that I'm dreaming and I'm an idiot, I wouldn't be surprised if this horse wins a Group 1 this season, just quietly.
Fantastic, mate. You did label that horse a couple of weeks ago as a Group 1 winner, so that is good that you're sticking with it. Kemmy's is going to race 10, Wits End, as we mentioned, as the blessed bet. Get on board. Luke is 3 from 3 already. He picked out the blessed bet last week. His best bets have all come home, so Luke definitely has his eye on early in this season. Race 10, Wits End. I'm going to sit you up here, Dan, and leave you with the GOAT's best bet. So I'll read out Ted's best bet, which is Hastings, race 4, Promised Land. Nice fresh up run at Te Rapa and was second up, getting a good price. Ryan Elliott on top, and he's been riding well. This went into the to Ted's Black Book from 2 or 3 weeks ago at Te Rapa. So, yeah, it's really nice odds. I think it was at about $6 when we saw it. Promised Land, race 4. Dan, what race is GOAT going to?
The GOAT's going head-to-head with me, and I'm looking forward to go head-to-head with him. It's you learn a lesson every now and then, and I'm hoping I'm not going to learn a lesson this weekend, but he's going to Hastings race 8 Candle. It has a good record fresh and been unlucky more times than Fitzy on a Friday night at Calendar Girls. A few scratchings will see the price drop. Get on.
You've added in Calendar Girls part of that, eh?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's what I got told.
A little bit impromptu. That is outstanding. Good on you, Fitzy. Good on you, Go. Good on you, everybody. Thank you very much for your best bets, and good luck if you're having a crack at those. The Harness Halo, the Blessed Bets, and all of the lads. top 4 multi those up. It'll pay you a hell of a lot if they all come in. Why not? Have a crack. Dan, it's been outstanding tonight as always. Really can't wait for day one of the Spring Carnival. We've got the tickets coming out probably tomorrow or over the next few days for King of the Punt.
Tomorrow, Monday. Yep.
Good stuff. Righto. Okay, keep your eyes out for Best of BGP and the Friday fill-up. That'll be coming to you over the next couple of days. I think at this point in time we might be back. We're going to be back for the second day of the Spring Carnival, if not the first day of Ellerslie in 2 weeks' time. So we'll let everybody know about that. What are you doing for your day on Saturday, mate?
No idea, mate. No, I doubt I'm going to be able to go to the Alex Bar and punish myself for beers for the day again. But I'll be watching the racing. I'll probably go out and do a bit of kid admin in the morning and go, take the kids out and play around and do a whole bunch of stuff in the morning so that I can maybe get home and say, all right, it's time to sit on the couch and watch some racing. Beautiful.
There is some very, very good racing. Pugs, it's been good to have you here, mate. Thank you very much. You've done an outstanding job, and enjoy your mother's 60th birthday down in Kinloch this weekend.
Thank you very much, man. Should be a good time away. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Enjoy a few champagnes. Good on you, mate. I am unfortunately or fortunately heading down to Mount Maunganui this Saturday, which is going to be beautiful, but I'll generally be driving for most of the racing, and I'm going to have to catch some replays on Saturday night, sadly, so I'm a bit disappointed about that. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just kid admin and stuff like that, isn't it? Okay. Little Max, got to get him ready. But looking forward to a good weekend and can't wait for the racing. Thank you very much, as always, to everybody who has tuned in tonight. It has been fantastic to have you with us. Good luck if you're having a crack on Saturday. As always, gamble responsibly. Keep in touch online and on the social channels, and I'm sure we will see you very, very soon. Kia ora.
Game, set, and match. Shut the gate. They're going to do it again. The Kanaka Million goes with and stays with. Up in front, Delzeo, long run, but here's the calls now. He's coming. He's going.